Hey family, for those of you who are new, welcome to my channel. And I am going to make some shrimp and grits. And we're going to start off by using this Calabrian chili pepper, olive oil, and I have everything chopped up here already to save some time. And then I'm going to start by adding my andouille sausage in here. I think this was the Zumo's brand. I've never tried it before and I really did like it. It was really good. So we're just going to cook these and brown those up really good in that olive oil. And then I'm going to remove those and just put them in a bowl to the side. I've been wanting some shrimp and grits for a while, so I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and make some. And then I'm going to put my shrimp in here. I've already seasoned them with my regular seasoning, which is just garlic powder, my Tony Chachere's no salt, and then a little bit of the regular Tony Chachere's. Um, that's all I put on those. And we're going to just let those kind of cook. And these are the ones with the tail on. So these are just going to be to go like on top um, once I'm done with everything. So I'm going to turn those over. Just let them cook for like maybe 3-4 minutes on each side. They're not very big, so I think I did like 3 minutes on each side. Turn those over, and then we are going to remove those from the skillet and put those in a separate bowl. And then I had some smaller shrimp that I was using that I'm going to just put in the sauce. So I have my ones that I did for on top with the tail on, and then the sauce, the ones for the sauce. And then I added a little bit more of olive oil in there because I didn't use all of the sausage. I was trying not to make so much. And then we're just going to turn those over. They didn't take that long because they're kind of small. And then we're going to put those in that bowl with the other shrimp. Then I'm going to use, I think this is about almost 3 tablespoons of butter. So I'm just going to add that butter in there and let that melt. May not have been quite 3 tablespoons, but I think it was about 3 tablespoons of butter. And then I'm just scraping up all that goodness from the bottom of that skillet. I got to get me some more skillets. I don't really like this non-stick skillet. And I got a cast iron. I don't know why I didn't use it, but that's neither here nor there. We're just going to melt the butter so we can get this sauce going. Had to turn that fire down because I didn't want my butter to burn. And then I'm going to add this bell pepper and onion. I decided not to use all that because I was like, that's going to be too much for what I was going to make. So I did take some of that out, like not quite half of it out, but yeah, I took a lot of that out. So I was like, I don't need all of that bell pepper and onion. So I'm just going to let that saute in that butter, and then I'm going to add some flour in here so I can make like a roux and just kind of mix it around. Add a little bit more flour. Just kind of let that flour cook some. Sometimes I either make it this way or I will actually make it where I make like a gravy roux shrimp and grits, or either I'm going to do the cream sauce shrimp and grits. So this time I decided to do the cream sauce. And so I'm going to add this heavy cream in here. And we'll mix that around really good to get that sauce going. and it's gonna start to get thick. And just keep mixing it around so that it doesn't get all clumpy. It smells so good. I feel like I can smell it as I'm sitting here editing the video. And one thing about me, I know I can make a mess when I'm cooking. I be trying to wipe everything down, but I just be spilling stuff everywhere. And then I'm gonna add this chicken bone broth, and we'll just kind of add a little bit at a time because I don't want to add too much. And then add a little bit more. Now I'm going to start seasoning it. I'm putting this Tony Chachere's in here. I didn't add a whole lot. I kind of try to watch my sodium intake and not add so much seasoning. And then I'm adding this black pepper. Then I'm going to add some smoked paprika. Then we got to get all that stirred in really good. I got to get me a spoon rest to go on my stove to have to sit my spoons down when I'm cooking. That'll help me prevent some of all this stuff being all over the stove everywhere while I'm cooking. So I need to invest in a spoon rest. But we're just going to mix all that in and get it nice and mixed up. And then I'm going to add a couple of squirts of garlic paste in here. We'll mix that in really good. Gonna get all that goodness around that skillet. And so now I'm going to add in that cheese mix. As you saw, I said just a little bit. And it's the cheese mix with the Parmesan, Asiago, and Romano cheese, I think it is, in that mix. And I didn't add a whole lot. I just wanted to have like a little hint of Parmesan cheese flavor to it. It really pairs really well with everything. So I just added a little bit of that cheese blend mix in there. I love that mix of those three cheeses together. It is just so good. Ooh. Now I'm going to start adding the stuff back, my meat. So I'm adding back in my andouille sausage, and then we're going to add those smaller shrimp in that I made to go in the sauce. So we'll just add those back. Not the bigger shrimp, just the smaller ones. And then I want to add all that juice in there. I didn't want my big shrimp to fall in there, so I had to bump it, bump it, bump it, bump it, bump it in there. I didn't want my big shrimp to fall in there, so I had to bump it in there. So then we're gonna mix the shrimp and the andouille sausage around in that sauce. And y'all, this was so good. It was, when I say it was really, really good this time, it's always good. But you know how something when you cook sometimes it's like so good, and then you make it, you be like, man, like it is even better this time. So it was really good. Okay, so we are done with that. Now we are going to start on our grits, and I'm using the white corn grits, and I've never ever used yellow corn grits before. So I'm gonna mix it. And I know the yellow grits are considered polenta, but we are going to try those because I've never tried yellow grits before. I'm going to add the chicken broth in here. And I think I did 2 cups. And I added corn. So I chopped up some whole kernel corn and added it in here because I remember when I used to get shrimp and grits from Pappadeaux's, their grits always had little pieces of corn in their whole kernel corn. So I was like, I'm gonna try that. So I added some whole kernel corn that I kind of chopped up and made it a little smaller and added that in there. I didn't put any salt, anything in here because I'm using the chicken broth. And then I'm just going to cover that up. And like I said, I use both the yellow and the white grits. And they were really good. They were really, really good. Just like when I make my hot water cornbread, I don't really like yellow cornmeal. I'll eat it, but I would rather have white. So I just wanted to try the yellow grits and see how they were. And I really, really enjoyed it this way. I did. And so now I'm adding some of that smoked Gouda cheese. This is my favorite smoked Gouda. So I'm adding some of that in here. Just kind of shredding that up over in here. Didn't do a whole lot, but you can definitely taste it. And so then, y'all, I got this freaking heavy cream from Walmart, the Great Value brand, which I buy all the time. And I was shaking it, and I was like, is it anything really in here? It was like half of the container was gone. And as you can see, it hadn't been opened. I mean, like, never been open. When I first got it, I was like, what in the world is going on? But I digress. So I just added the heavy cream in here and mix that around. You can definitely add butter to yours, but I didn't because I'm like the heavy cream is enough. So I'm just adding a little bit more of the heavy cream because I don't want my grits to be too loose because of course, you know, when you put that sauce on them, it's going to make them, so I don't want soup. I want shrimp and grits. So they're really, really creamy and they're not too thick and they're not too loose for me. Okay, y'all, so we're going to use this French classic demi baguette bread, some Kerrygold butter. I'm going to add some garlic paste in there, stick it in the microwave, butter the toast, and put it in the air fryer for a little bit. And we are ready to get this going. So I'm going to put this sauce over these grits. Y'all, those grits are really good. So I do like the yellow corn grits, and that sauce, when I say that sauce is amazing, it is amazing. So this is the andouille sausage, shrimp and grits. I put my shrimp on top and put some green onion on there. And y'all, this was so good. So I really hope you guys will try it. I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me if you like shrimp and grits. I would love it if you would share it, the video. And I thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everybody's support, and I thank my new subscribers for subscribing, and my OGs. You all have a wonderful rest of the night. Bon appetito.